we're gonna get started with opening the 22-gram prismatic packs, and I think I have 82 packs here or something. It's definitely over 80. And the only thing you need to know about these packs is that I separated them into two main groups. One of them is this row here, which has what I consider pretty normal pack-wrapped packs, meaning the wrappers are what you would typically expect. Compare that to this stack right here at the bottom. These packs are particularly spacious. There's a lot of air inside of them. If I hold them sideways and just press down on the side, there's a lot of space in there. It's a lot of wasted space, honestly. And again, this one is even more spacious than the first one that I tried. Yeah, there's just a lot of wrapper, a lot of excess wrapper, which if you have seen my past videos, we have already seen that. And so that's why I have these as a separate group. I figured I might as well keep them separate and see if there's any difference. Regardless, everything is going to be charted in one chart anyways, and I think that is realistic because when you get a prismatic product, you can't really tell whether or not it's exactly the packs that I am opening. Is it going to be these very spacious ones? Is it going to be the snug ones? You just don't know. All we can do is just weigh it and figure out what general weight range may have hits and may not have hits. So now we will start with the very spacious packs. The lowest is 22.60 and the highest is 22.78. 22.60. We're just gonna skip to the back. Nothing there. And we have Eddie, I don't know. Airy full art, that's an interesting way to start, I suppose. Next one is 22.63. Now the great thing about the 22-gram prismatic packs is that we actually have packs with the same weights, as in there's enough packs with the same weight to make a really nice comparison and contrast. Unlike the other ones that we had where we just got like a little bit of this weight, a little bit of that weight. Oh yeah, we have Larry's skill. Or we just have one of this weight, one of another weight. So that's not a very good comparison. Here we have at least a better amount of packs with similar weights. We got two full arts in a row. That's kind of crazy. 22.63 again. Eevee, reverse Pokeball. Okay. I will continue pulling out the reverse Pokeballs, but I am not going to count them. If you saw my last video with the higher 21-gram range packs, I'm not going to count the reverse hollow Pokeballs, but I will count the Master Balls as a hit. 22.65. Straight to the back. Nothing there. 22.66. These are really spacious packs. There's a lot of room in there. Something there. We have a base. Cool. Now we have another 22.66. So like I said, we're having multiples of the same weight, which is nice. Straight to the back. Maximum belt. And this will count as a hit. This is a reverse Pokeball. And this will not be counted as a hit, but I'll keep it separate. Another 22.66. Nothing. And another 22.66. Straight to the back. Whoa, nothing there. Now 22.67. So I know we just started with the 22-gram pack, 22.68. And so far it's been a stronger showing than the 21-gram range. Okay. Nothing there. 0.69. Also nothing there. Another 0.69. Oh, there is a base. Sandy Shocks. Okay, now 0.70. Nothing. 0.72. Nothing there. 0.76. I think it's interesting the lower or the lighter packs so far have contained the hits. What's in the heavier ones? We have another Ogre Pawn base to match the other Ogre Pawn we got. Okay, 0.76 again. Maybe by the end of this we'll have a bunch of Ogre Pawns. We have a Hippopotamus reverse Pokeball right here. And that's it. Our last 0.76 for the very spacious packs. Nothing. And then to 0.77. Nothing there either. And then 0.78 was the highest. We have a base there, Hydrapple. Now we can get to the main course, I suppose. The multiple stacks of prismatics that we had of generally normal wrappers. The lowest is 0.30 and the highest is 0.82. Alright, 22.30. Nothing there. 0.33. Nothing there either. And 0.34. I suspect these low packs might not have anything. But that's why we opened them, to double check. 0.35. Nope. And 0.39. This is a lot of packs to get through. It's a little overwhelming. Hey, we actually got a full art in a 0.39. Cool. It's a Ryfort? I don't know what kind of name that is. But okay, add it to our list of full art trainers. 0.40. Nothing. 0.43. Pokeball Houndoom. And that's it. Another 0.43. Looks like a base. At least we're getting different kinds of bases. That's not bad. Maybe we can make a full set out of this. Now 22.45. A Hippopotamus again. Pokeball. 0.50. Nothing. Another 0.50. We have a Roaring Moon Pokeball, and yeah, that is it there. Now another 0.50, that's the last 0.50. No. Okay, time. Again. Time full art, we got that in the 21 gram range. Alright, 22.53. Nothing there. As you can see, I cleared out my space. 22.53. Because there are going to be a lot of wrappers very soon. Again. Nothing there. 22.55. Nothing there. Another 0.55. You guys can let me know in the comments whether or not you want Pokeballs added. I really think Master Balls only should be added because, yeah, no one really cares about the Pokeballs, I think. They're just very tiny hits. We have a base. Same one as before. Now 22.56. Okay, yeah, see? 22.57. Yeah, 57. Nothing there either. 22.57 again. There's a Pokeball rescue board, and that's it. 0.57. Lots of nothings. 0.57. Okay, Leafeon EX base. Oh, and then a Paldea in. No. Paldea in Friends? Friends in Paldea. Pokeball. And then here's our Leafeon. Now to 0.58. And it's getting messy again on the left hand side. Nothing there. 0.58. Nothing there either. Now we're in the 0.6s. 0.60. I feel like every time we go to the next tenths, it's like a big graduation. Scoop Up Cyclone, Badoo. I guess this is considered a double hit, right? Ace and base I consider as the actual hits, so that's a double hit. But we do have a Badoo, Budo? How do you pronounce this guy? Badoo Pokeball. But getting a double hit in a 0.60, that's a little surprising, a little bit. Now to 0.61. A Pokeball, and that's it. Screamtail, 22.62. Oops. It actually ripped the other way. Okay, we have a Sylveon. Nice to see something a little different. Then another 0.62. Nothing there. Another cleanup. Definitely gonna have to do this several times. Let's shift this over too. There's like 3 stacks over here, but I can't fit them all on the screen and I don't want to. Alright, 22.64. Nothing. 22.65. Oh, there's a Pokeball there. Okay. Sandy Shocks, which we already got. But we have Ursaluna Pokeball. Ugh, put this here. And then Sandy Shocks over here. I need to move that, like, right here on this corner is this massive stack of prismatic cards. I need to move that too. This is what we have. Look at that. I would be shocked if I could not make a full set. Well, not including the bases and the A-specs. I move that over here. Alright, 0.65. Nothing. 0.66. Nothing there either. Another 0.66. Be nice to get at least one evolution. That'd be cool. That is not a base. 0.67. Festival Grounds Pokeball. 0.67. Nothing. 0.67. Slowking, and then Amaris, Slowking Pokeball, and Amaris Full Art. We really are getting a lot of Full Art trainers. I'm a little surprised. 0.67. Went to the back. Yep, nothing. Now on to 0.68. It's ripping weird. Nothing there. 0.68 again. Nothing there too. 0.69. We are coming close to the 0.7s. And there's plenty in the 0.7s. Oh, we have an A-spec. Same thing. Scoop up Cyclone. 0.69. We have a Espeon EX. That'll also be neat if we get all the evolutions in base form. That'd be cool. But one SIR, please. Just one. Okay, 0.69. Nothing. 0.70. Nothing. 0.70 again. Nothing there too. 0.71. Trying to get through these. Rhyfort again. This has a lot of trainers. A little too much. There. I'll put Rhyfort next to Rhyfort. 0.72. The other Ogerpon, at least it's an Ogerpon we didn't get before. Ogerpon, the grassy green one. 0.72 again. I think there are a lot of 0.72s. Mars Pokeball again. I'm pretty sure we got this before. 0.72 again. Nothing. 0.72. Nothing there either. 0.73. Nothing there. 0.73. Jolteon base. Now on to 0.74. Nothing. 0.74. Slowpoke, Pokeball, and wow, 2 Groudons? Okay. Did I just say Groudons? Now 0.75. There's an A-spec. Ugh. Another Rhyfort? Really? Really? Sparkling Crystal. That's a different A-spec at least. This does count as a double hit though, because we got Rhyfort here. Triple Rhyfort. I'll put the Rhyfort next to the Rhyfort that's next to the Rhyfort. Also Rescue Board Pokeball. Wow, no Master Balls, but I guess that kind of shows that Master Balls really are special. Okay, last 0.75. Nothing. I think if this were a game, it should be called How Many Times Do I Say Nothing? 0.76. And someone just has to make a guess. Houndour Pokeball. I think we had a Houndoom Pokeball earlier, right there. Now we have a Houndour. 0.76 again. Nothing. How many times was that nothing? 0.76. Whimsicott Pokeball. Now we're on our last stack finally. 0.77. There is a base back there, Lugia. Now 0.77 again. There's actually a lot of 0.77s. I think 0.77 is our biggest group. Nothing there. 0.77. Nothing there either. 0.77. Another Lugia. 0.77 is the Lugia range. 0.77 again. Black Belt's training Pokeball. Yeah, there's like hardly any Master Balls. 0.77. Ugh. Hey, we actually got a Master Ball this time. It's a Noibat Master Ball. Master Ball, cool. 0.77 again. Yep, like I said, it's a big 0.77 group. Nothing. 0.77. Oh, we're actually at the last one. 0.77. If you weren't tired of that already. Really? Getting 2 of them, okay. Getting 3 of them, it gets a little absurd. But getting 4 of them? What do you call 4 of the same kind? You got twins, you got triplets, you got quadruplets? Is that what it is? Quadruplets! Move over, stack. Here's your quadruplet Rhyfort. Wow. Really? And if you're wondering where I got these packs from, it's from almost everywhere. There are some from ETBs, there's some from the surprise boxes, then there's like the 2-pack or the 3-pack or something. Yeah, it's from a variety of sources. So when I get 4 Rhyforts, it's a little, I don't know. Do they all come from the same box? I don't know. I wish I kept them separate. Anyways, we have a Rhyfort clan right here. 0.78. We have an A-Spec. Treasure Tracker. I don't think we got that yet. Yeah, Treasure Tracker and Duraludon Pokeball. Let's put that on 4th Rhyfort. Okay, 0.78 again. I don't know how many more Rhyforts I can take. Nothing there. 0.79 now. And after this 0.79, we actually get to the 0.8. Whoa, okay. Glass Trumpet Pokeball. Yeah, so we're down to our last, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.80. Nothing there. 0.80 again. Okay, whoa, we got a gold. Cool. Iron Leaves Gold. At least it's something different. It's not a Rhyfort. Goodness, if this is a Rhyfort Gold, I don't know what I would do. But yay, it is not a Rhyfort Gold. It's Iron Leaves. That looks really cool. And I like the gold shine of this. For some reason, it's like a different gold shine than the other golds. Like from other sets, I mean. Yep, and it only took like a couple $100 just to get to Iron Leaves Gold. Totally worth it. 0.80. Habanberry Pokeball. And then Iron Thorns base. 2 more packs down to the last 2. 0.80. Whoa. We have Slowking Pokeball and Hydrapple base again. And then our last and final pack is 0.82. Oh, we got an A-Spec. And then we got an EV base. Okay, so A-Spec. Yeah, this is A-Spec Maximum Belt. We have a Leafeon Pokeball. And we have an EV base. So this counts as a double hit. And of course our foil that no one cares about. So here's the chart of all 125 prismatic packs that we weighed and opened. That includes the really low 21 gram range, all the way to the higher 22 gram range. Now, to be clear, I am only including the Master Ball reverse hollows as a hit and not the Pokeball reverse hollows, and then the bases, of course, the full arts, any SIRs, and the A-specs. Now, why am I doing that? Well, it's because Pokeball reverse hollows, they aren't particularly great hits. They're not really, well, they're really small hits, I should say. And I don't think a lot of people really care about that. They even occur often enough, more than bases. And that frequency makes me think, and has always made me think, that Pokeball reverse hollows aren't really that big a deal. Master Balls, they definitely don't occur very often. And of course, you have everything else. From my calculations, out of the 125 packs that we opened here, 34 of them out of those 125 produce Pokeballs. That is 27.2% of the time, so that is a little bit more than 1 out of 4 packs. Compare that with bases, where we only got 21 out of 125 packs, so that's about 16.8% of the time. And then Master Balls, we only got 2. Okay, so 2, what is that? That's 1.6%. So because of the frequency of Pokeballs, I pretty much just consider them as replacement reverse hollows that are a teeny bit special. But that's about it. And as we saw with the Black Bolt and White Flare ETB openings, that they also have Pokeballs and Master Balls. If we include the Pokeballs, then the chart looks amazing. It looks like you're going to get a whole bunch of hits. But when people think of hits, I'm pretty sure they're not really thinking about reverse hollow Pokeballs. And I don't want anyone to have the wrong expectations, so to speak. Therefore, this is what we have here. And I am going to talk about the 21 gram range first, then the 22 gram range next. And trust me, that's going to make much more sense. Here are the 21 gram packs, and the lowest being 20.95, so less than 21 grams, and the highest being 21.89 grams. And as you can see, we don't have a lot of packs in each of these weights to compare with itself. So in a sense, this is all pretty inconclusive. However, what can we gather from what we do have? We can assume the hits to no hits ratio within this 21 gram pack range. We had a total of 33 packs that are 21 grams, and only 7 of them had hits. So 7 out of 33, that is under 25%, I believe. So 1 out of 4 to 5 packs will have a hit. And none of these included SIR, so you're probably going to get maybe a base or a full art and maybe a Master Ball. So that is the best that we can gather from what we got from the 21 gram packs. It's not a whole lot, but you can pretty much easily see that you don't have much of a chance of getting anything particularly good. Maybe there's going to be an SIR in a 21 gram pack, I don't know. We didn't get any, so I can't really attest to that. Now let's go to the 22 gram range. Ta-da! This is our 22 gram pack range, the lowest being 22.3 and the highest being 22.82. And as you can see, we are much more filled up even in certain pack weights, because out of the packs that we got, the 22 gram range was pretty full, and we even got multiples of certain weights, such as the 22.77 right here. That was a really good showing. Now, from what I can see from the get-go, it seems like the higher you go, such as from 0.77 onward, you seem to have an increasing chance of getting a hit. Now, it doesn't mean that the lower ranges do not have hits. They do. And then we even had ranges where it was 50-50. Granted, it wasn't like we had a lot of packs in them. That's the 0.63, the 6.2, the 5.5, the 4.3, and the 7.3, and the 7.5. Now, how many packs actually got hits compared to the packs that did not have hits? It was 29 packs out of 92. And notice how I said packs and not hits. And that's because some of the packs, of 3 of them actually, had double hits, as in true double hits, not including Pokeballs. It was like an ace and a base, for example. And those packs were the 22.60, the 0.75, and the 0.82. But in this chart, we are comparing packs to packs. So not necessarily hits to packs or something like that. Otherwise, our data is going to be skewed and uneven, and it's just not a very good comparison. So just bear in mind that the bars going up for either packs with hits and packs with no hits, they actually mean packs and not number of hits. Now back to my ratio, it is 29 out of 92 packs, and that puts us at 23%-ish chance of getting a hit of some kind. Now again, it does seem like weight plays some difference to a degree, especially in these higher ranges. As you can see in the 0.82, we only got one pack, but it did turn out to be the double hit. And then the 0.8, we had 4 packs in total and 3 of them had hits. 0.79, we didn't get anything. Granted, we only had 1 pack to compare. 0.78, we had 3 packs and 2 of them were hits. And 0.77, there were 9 packs, but 4 of them were hits. So not exactly the greatest chance of getting a hit, but nevertheless pretty good in comparison to 0.76, where we had 6 packs and we only had 1 that was a hit. Those numbers seem to show that at least in the higher range, you will likely encounter better cards than if you're to go a little lower. But still, again, the lower ranges aren't necessarily that bad, especially in the 0.6s right here. And actually, if we were just to consider the 0.6 range here, there were 30 packs in total and 11 of them had hits. So that is 11 out of 30, or almost a 37% chance of getting a hit in the 0.6s. If we were to consider just the 0.7s, we had 31 packs and 11 of them also had hits, and that puts us at about 35% chance. More like maybe 35.5% chance if you want to be a little bit more precise. Then if we were to consider just the 0.8 range, we would have 4 out of 5 packs, because we had 5 packs only. That puts us at 80% of a chance to get a hit. But again, it looks like the weights that you want would just be in the higher 7s and the 8s and probably beyond that. Granted, even if you were to get the high 8s and the high 9s, there's no guarantee that you'll get anything. Also, the 6s and the 7s are pretty important to pay attention to, because those are the ranges that we got the most. We got a lot of 6s and we got a lot of 7s. So odds are, if you are getting a prismatic pack, there's a good chance that there are 6s and 7s among them. Anyhow, that is all I have for prismatics. I'm looking forward to opening more things in the future. We still have the Black Bolt White Flare Pokemon Centers ETB boxes. And I had also put up a poll about opening and weighing Japanese packs. I am hoping to fit that in at some point soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this analysis, and see you in the next PackStat.